Alrighty guys, we're back with our second episode of our Let's Play / tutorial. Like I said, I'm trying to keep these like a little bit piecemeal while I'm stepping through the tutorial so you guys can kind of follow up and I can sort of compartmentalize. That's not exactly how you say it, but it's close enough. Just so I can give you a better idea of like what are the things you need to do. So we have kind of we're well on our way. We have started. Now the next thing I want to address here is our Demesne size. See, now we are too big. As it says just from the description right away, our Demesne is too big. We're only allowed 1 holding, but we hold 4, causing insufficient taxation and troop recruitment and resenting among your vassals. Right now, I'm not worried about the vassals. That can come to be a huge problem later, farther down the road. But I am not too worried about it right now. But we do want to take care of this. So one thing we can do right now is we got a son here, Beothoric Sinwulfson. He could use some land, and we're going to do that. But before I do that, I want to make sure we got a little bit of a lineage going on here. He ain't married, and I want to figure that out. So we got a whole good list of fine dime brizzles that he could pick from here. How old is he? 19. Alright, so what these little icons right here mean is non-aggression pact, as it says. So if I were to marry Gisela, Princess of Francia, West Francia looks like, we would have a pact of non-aggression with my man King Carl of West Francia. These non-aggression pacts are important as A, because that means no one's going to attack you. B, they can lead to alliances, and especially aligning yourself with France early in the game can be a huge help. If you can call them in, because obviously what do alliances do? They allow you to call your buddies into battle, and they'll choose whether or not to accept or deny. I have yet to have them deny me, because it's a huge blow to your prestige. I'll go into a little bit more detail about this in a hot minute here. But yeah, so I kind of want that. It looked like the other girls that we could have done with is Lombardy. Not bad. I see there are guys right here. They're kind of far away. If things ever go down, I would feel much more at home with West Francia than Lombardy. So set that up. A little bit of a betrothed. There we go. So when she turns, I believe the number is 16, she will become an adult, and then they will get officially married. Alright, took care of that. Now he's got a wife on the way. Okay, this is just... Picklin is asking to marry one of my courtiers. Alright, this is... So, if you know anything about medieval stuff, and even, I guess you could slightly apply it to today, marriages are crucial in this game, especially if you're a weaker nation. Marrying into a powerful empire can have some crazy good benefits to you. It can lead to land inheritance. It can lead to a bunch of different fun stuff, all depending on how the inheritance works out. But as I already explained, you can get some really powerful alliances going. So we got that. I'm gonna give my son a title right now. Now, this is how you give vassals titles. One thing I would definitely make sure about is you want to see what their little icon here is, the feudal. Most of the time, you just want to give your feudal vassals land. Because there are, like, this was one thing that tripped me up for a while, was that I would give titles to, this guy, the mayor, the mayor of Dorchester. I would give him a title. Like, if I gave him a title right now, Dorset, he wouldn't be a feudal vassal. He'd be a republic, which republics govern on their own way. I'll show it. I can illustrate it a little bit more later, farther down the road. But it's just, in terms of what we need right now, that is not what we need. We just need a guy who can soak up some land for us while we kind of get our kingdom straightened out. And it's nice because since he is our only son, he will just take back everything when our first guy here goes down. So I'm going to give him Somerset. Bada boom, bada boom. Alright, so usually when you give them land and all the lower titles, then anyone who belonged to Somerset then kind of becomes part of his court. So we lost our spymaster and our court chaplain. So I'm just gonna set these guys back up. Not a very good spymaster right now. Alright, so that takes some of the pressure off of us. I wonder if that's gonna increase our levy size at all now. Alright, so there we go. We got that going for us. I'm trying to think. Alright, rulers unmarried. I'm gonna keep that just the way it is right now. Not because it wouldn't be beneficial, but since our inheritance laws are kind of wild, I would rather just keep it the way it is. So we got that. I'm gonna start the game. We're just gonna get rolling. And now this is something you'll always want. I just call these like chance cards or event cards. I'm not sure, but you know, it's just since we had a rulership focus, we're trying to get better at stewardship. Things will happen that will allow our player, our character here, this guy, to improve on that. So just saying, this is just saying, hey, you're managing the castle. Since you've been reorganizing everything, your stewardship has improved. Great. So we got that going for us. Then this is just a world. This is a world event here. This is showing us the rise of the Shia Islam. So you know, they'll have plenty of fun fights going on amongst themselves. So now we're just gonna kind of coast, and this guy is not gonna shut up about marrying a courtier. All right, we'll give it to him. All right, now something's going down right now. That if you do not have the Reaper's Due DLC, you won't see this happen. But the only annoying thing about England, you know, the Britannia, is that this place is just prone to plagues. It almost feels a little unbalanced. Like, you will hardly ever see anything going on down here. But Britain and France and Italy, maybe Spain too. I haven't seen a whole lot of Spain. Either way, like, there is just so much disease that goes down all the time. So when disease is knocking at our gates like this, you can shut the gates. This is really one of the only few things you can do to try to prevent the plague from taking you out. It's not a guarantee, and you start starving yourself, and it can get messy. If this thing gets any closer, what is it? Slow fever. Okay. We'll worry about it. And then, so you can shut the gates. The other thing you can do is build a hospital. So you can click here to build a hospital right here. We don't have the money for it. And not to mention, hospitals are so expensive, but they help increase your disease resistance and can also help with research. So definitely down the road, they're really beneficial to have. So I'm just going to go back to playing. All right, people are new. Some positions have opened. People are croaking. We're fine. All right. Now I'm going to designate my regent. Give it to my son, because the thing is, your regent can kind of go behind your back and do some crazy stuff. I'm not too worried about that if it's our own son. Like, if he wants to give himself more land, if he ever has to become regent, I'm not going to be mad about it, because obviously we're working towards that. Next thing here is our, alright, we got another one to stay in fight. Let's do that. Nice. Alright. Next thing here we'll talk about is the technology tree. So as we can see, here's a part where I just cannot explain it. You'll see if you run really fast. I don't know if it's like a glitch or not. Ooh, okay. All right, I'll explain this first. Sometimes the boxes will fluctuate. I don't honestly know why. It might have to do with how pervasive your technology is spreading out to your other lands, but that's about the best I can say. If you'll see throughout the game when I'm looking at my technology, the boxes will flicker. I don't honestly know why they do that, but anyways, so this is like what our spy master's doing. He's like trying to collect technology for us here. That is what our court chaplain's doing. Our marshal can do it. I think he actually is, and our steward can do it, as illustrated. You know, all these things can help us research technology. Technology has a bunch of different things. So here, basically all of this is going to allow you to have, as we can see, cavalry or heavy infantry or light armor, light infantry. They're just going to be better at attacking and defending, right? Siege equipment will allow you to siege holdings faster when we get our first battle, which might just happen right now. I will show that. Shipbuilding allows you to build ships. Military organization, I'll just kind of show here. It helps boost your morale and then your supply limits. So that can be important when you're foraying deep inside enemy territory. This just allows you to build different things. I'll show you that in a hot second what exactly I'm talking about, because you're like, well, last word I haven't seen a build menu yet. I know. I will show you that. Then this, noble customs. Basically, noble customs allow you to have better feudal vassal opinions, better city vassal, better temple vassals. Majesty allows you to gather more piety and prestige on a monthly basis. Something like, yeah, monthly. Tolerance, different, as you can see. People will not be as pissed off if there's other people of different cultures and different religions in your kingdom. Legalism will allow you to change laws more easily. So before I show you laws, because that will probably be the last two things I show you, let me talk about this top right bar here. So what we got here is our money. This is what pays for the armies. This is what you can build things with. Then we got our prestige. Prestige is really all about, like, if you ever see the tips, your vassals care a lot about prestige. And if you play as tribal, you can build certain things with it. This is pretty important, just really in terms of you don't want to go negative. That means people will hate you. And depending on when you die, like when you die, it affects your total score, which is right here. It's always a good thing to have a lot of, and it'll basically be your own marker as to how well your specific king is doing. It resets with every person. Everyone has their own prestige, but after, assuming like this guy dies and we play as his son, our next inheritor, his prestige amount will be banked into our score. Now, piety has different uses for different religions. How it can be used here in for Catholic and feudal, it has a big thing to do with the Pope. The Pope will look at that stuff, make sure you're not losing it too much. You'll have different chance cards that will either give you more or take away from you. But probably the biggest thing that you will be able to use it with is when crusades go down, or when you're fighting someone who is not of your religion. You can get holy orders, which are basically mercenaries like the Knights Templar and stuff like that. You'll be able to purchase them with piety. Alright, next is Demesne. We've already kind of talked about this. This is just the number visual of it. So we are only allowed to hold one holding, but we have 3. And like it showed, what that means is it will hurt our total troop score. It will hurt our taxation. It will hurt a lot of things. So we'll keep working on that. Vassal limit. This is how many vassals you can have, because there will be a limit. At this point right now in the game, we're not worried about this. But as you become a bigger kingdom, this will have a huge effect. Next is realm size. This just kind of gives you an idea of like how much you're holding. It just scores up everything you hold. This is important when you're trying to make a kingdom, like a true kingdom or an empire. Like we said, this is a score. All right. That's it for right now. I hope this was a helpful little tutorial. Let me know if there's anything you want to see changed, anything you want me to point out. I would be happy to do so. But as always, guys, this is Last Mohican, and happy gaming, gamers.